Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at points, lines and angles, and here is a little graphic for you to give you some idea of what we are going to be doing. In geometry there is certain language that is related to the specific subject. The first one is a point is usually labeled with a capital letter. So we would have a point that looks something like this with a capital letter P next to it. That would be called point P. Now before we move on, just a quick bit of revision with regards to lines. The first one that we've got over here is what we call a horizontal line, so in line with the horizon. Okay. Vertical line, so top to bottom or bottom to top, that is a vertical line. And a line that goes sideways is called an oblique line. Okay, so either to the left or to the right, they are called oblique lines. On this one, a line passing through 2 points A and B is called line AB or line BA, and it expands indefinitely in both directions. Right, let's explain it. Point A, point B, it's on a line, and this little arrow on the sides over here means that it expands indefinitely in both directions. Line AB can also be written like this, A, B with a line above it, or B, A with a line above it. That pretty much means line A, B, or line BA. So go AB or BA. A line segment is part of a line with a fixed length and endpoints. So here is line segment A and B. They've got a fixed point and a fixed length. Therefore it is a line segment. When you're asked to draw this, I would simply say AB, so line segment AB equals 10 centimeters, which means from point A to point B needs to be 10 centimeters. Fixed length with endpoints. And also pairs of lines, so pairs being two of something, pairs of lines can also be related to each other. In this case, this line over here and this line over here are what we call parallel to each other. Likewise, these two lines are parallel to each other, and these two lines over here are parallel to each other. So it doesn't matter which direction they are going in, as long as we have a little arrow next to the line or through the line, as we do in all of these cases, they are called parallel. Now I like to look at those two little L's over there to say that, well, they're in line with each other, therefore these lines are what we call parallel. Okay, it's just for me, just that's like a little clue, okay, that this is a parallel. We're dealing with parallel lines. And the other pair of lines that are related to each other are these two over here. We have one line, which is that one over there and that one over there, meeting at 90 degrees. That little box over there tells me that these lines are meeting at 90 degrees. And if we see something like that, we know that these are perpendicular lines. Okay, so these two lines are perpendicular to each other. So if you're asked to draw something that is perpendicular, this is what you draw. This next one is points that all lie on a single line are collinear. Here's my single line. I've got point A, B, and C. They're all on that single line. Therefore points A, B, and C are collinear. If two lines meet, an intersection point is formed. Here is the first line, here is the second line, and this point over here, where the two intersect each other, is called an intersection point. So a ray is part of a line with one end point A, which is this one over here, passing through point B, which is that one over there, and extends in one direction only. So point A through point B, and it extends, because that's where the arrow is over there, in one direction only. Right, when two rays meet, so that's a first ray over there and that's a second ray over there, an angle is formed at the intersection point called a vertex. So this over here, where the two rays join, that point right in there, that is called the vertex. So vertex is where the two rays meet, and this over here is called an arm, and this one over here is also called an arm. Okay, so we have the two rays are called arms of the angle. So that's arm 1 and that's arm 2, and that over there is the vertex. An angle is named using 3 points with the vertex as the middle point. Here's the vertex. We've got point 1 over there, point 2 over there, which is the vertex, and point 3 over there. So how do we actually name this angle? We use that sign, which is very similar to that over there, yeah? A, which is that one. Vertex always has to be the second one, has to be in the middle, and the last one being over there. You could also write angle, and we could go for C first, but B is the vertex, always has to be in the middle, and A could be the last one. So that is the way we can actually name our angle using the 3 points. Alright, just a couple of things for you to know before we go on. Angles are usually described using the unit of measurement called degrees, and if we were writing something, so for example we would say 23, and the little 0 that's up the top there, that is actually called the degree sign. Right, next we're going to start looking at different types of angles. The first one that we need to look at is the acute angle, and acute angles are between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So here is an example of an acute angle. It is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Well, 90 would be straight up like that, and obviously this angle is less than 90, it comes like that. So the angle inside here, okay, needs to be between 0 and 90 degrees. Next we need to look at right angles, which must be exactly 90 degrees. So this angle that is sitting in there, that angle there, must be exactly 90 degrees. And we often put a little square sign inside that angle over there to represent that that is 90 degrees. That little square means that it is exactly 90 degrees. The next angle is obtuse angles, and they are between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So this is an example of an obtuse angle. The angle inside here is between 90 degrees, which is straight up, and 180 degrees. 180 degrees will be a straight line. So this angle goes like this. So it is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. And to represent an angle, we normally put a little arc in like that. Okay, so that is an obtuse angle between 90 and 180 degrees. Well, a straight line must be 180 degrees. A straight line pretty much is a straight line. Alright, so there you have it. So if that's the angle that we're measuring, a straight line would be exactly 180 degrees. The next is a reflex angle, and that is between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. So if we have a look at this angle, we could imagine that if this was a straight line over here, we could carry that straight line on, and that would be 180 degrees, which is that over there. So a straight line is 180 degrees, but this is a little bit more, so it goes a bit further around. Okay, so it's more than 180 degrees, and this particular line could be anywhere. This line could be there, it could be there, it could be there, it could be really close over there as well, but that is a reflex angle. And the last angle we can look at is called a revolution, and a revolution must be 360 degrees. Alright, so if this is the point from which we're measuring, our angle goes like this, it goes all the way around and comes back round. Okay, so we'd actually draw that in as something like this. Okay, and that would be a revolution. Alright, and that's pretty much all there is to points, lines, and angles.